So as of 2025, YouTube's hit an all-time high of 2.7 billion active users per month, spanning 80 languages across 100 countries. Now, despite this massive and varied audience size, many brands still overlook YouTube when building out their paid marketing strategies. Now, why is that? I think the biggest misconception we hear is that YouTube is just for brand marketing and not performance marketing. Many brands assume that when we suggest YouTube activity, we're talking about posting organic, influencer-style content 2 to 3 times a week, which is intimidating for obvious reasons, but that's just not what paid YouTube advertising is. What we're doing is strategically placing video ads in front of hyper-targeted audiences based on their interests and behaviors. So it's like TV to a certain degree, except we have a lot more control over what we're doing and who we're reaching, as well as greater depth to the insights and data we get off the back of that. Now, why should you care? Well, it's largely due to the fact that the marketing landscape is and has been evolving for a number of years. Privacy updates have made it harder to rely solely on low funnel tactics like paid search, and economic shifts mean that brand equity is more important than ever. In simpler terms, in order to mitigate the negative impacts of, say, an economic crisis or something similar, you need your customers to care so much so about the brand that they don't jump ship for a better deal when money is tight. In addition to this, the customer journey is much more complex than it used to be. There are lots of studies out there that try to define what you need to do in order to convince someone to purchase from you. And while there are kind of differing outcomes to those studies, the one commonality between them is that it takes a lot of time, with Google estimating around 7 hours. Now, the most successful brands don't just chase conversions, they really adhere to that ethos and create demand themselves. And that's where YouTube really excels. It helps businesses escape the feast-or-famine cycle of discount-driven short-term revenue spikes, and instead helps you to build lasting customer relationships and sustainable growth. So how does YouTube do that exactly? Well, it's probably part of a much longer conversation, but I can summarize it in a nutshell. It all comes down to the fact that YouTube is very versatile. Because it sits in Google Ads, it can pretty much optimize towards any goal that a paid search campaign can. So it can sit at the top, middle, or bottom of funnel, and potentially all three. On top of this, its wide range of assets act as catalysts for any of these goals. So for example, if you wanted to increase overall time spent with your brand to earn that customer loyalty that we previously mentioned, you could run a video view campaign that uses in-stream, in-feed, and shorts videos at all dimensions across all devices on the YouTube network, so that you're hitting your most valuable customers at every touch point. That way, you're keeping your brand at the front of mind so that when they're ready to purchase, they choose you.